Hey everybody, how's it going? In today's video we got a series to wrap up, namely an exclusive series featuring this beautiful Brabham BT62. So in the current version of the game, version 12.1, there is a flashback event to win this car, and it did cost me when I ran it originally few years ago. It did cost me some 380 gold to be able to win the car. Basically, that's 3 upgrades across the board. And in order to access this exclusive series, of course, you have to max out the car, and that will cost you additional 660 gold. So that is a total of 1040 gold to have access to this exclusive series. Of course, I used when they have offered us discount, on upgrades. That's when I usually get the upgrades. So costed me a little less than 606 additional gold, but yeah, then you get access to this exclusive series, which has some 160 gold reward as total. Actually, I went through all this numbers in the series overview for this exclusive series before, but just a recap since we're at the kind of an end of the series here. So final 100% pays out the final grand prize of 64 gold and 100,000 racing dollars. So 20 tiers. So, and today we have 50% bonus fame. So we'll start with guaranteed win event. That is what I call it. We'll start with a cup at Catalunya Grand Prix, 8 laps. So that's a decent length run. So we'll hire manager, agent, since they're all available for free. And sure, why not? We'll get engineer as well. So upon our victory, we should have enough service bars. Actually, it's fully serviced right now, I think. Yeah, so we should have plenty to complete the remaining 2 events as well. So here we go. So yeah, this car really well balanced. Sounds great, handles great. Really, there isn't much to not like about this guy. And the livery that I'm featuring is one of the official ones. So it looks great. So here we go. Alright, 8 laps. Let's see what kind of lap time we can score. Grid of 22 cars. Great handling. As I said, sounds great. All right. P7. And keeping it nice and clean as well. Imagine that. There we go. Climbing up the ranks. And yes, drafting is enabled in this exclusive series, so that's always nice to have, since it's another variable, you know what I mean, in terms of like what kind of lap time you're gonna get. So all right. Coming in P4 for the lap 1 just under minute 30, minute 29 and change. All right. And don't have to brake too early. And you can go flat out here. Beautiful. That's a great feeling. And you can take those corners flat out with confidence. Right? Pretty late braking point for this car. Oh yeah. And could we undercut? Yes, we can. Alright, that brings us to the lead. And let's see if we can keep it nice and clean throughout the rest of the race. And see what kind of lap time we can expect in this car here at Catalunya Grand Prix. Alright, looks like it's gonna be just under minute 20, or minute 17 for that matter. Alright, now with the clear road ahead, let's see what kind of lap time we can get now. So the time to beat is minute 17, of course. Since we have a full track to drive here now. And trying to push a little bit harder. I could have taken that flat out. 47 seconds at the second checkpoint. And are we actually encountering traffic here? Oh yeah, look at that. We're lapping one of the slower cars there in the grid. You always come across one. Okay, it's a little bit slower than the prior lap 2. So alright. Alright, I'll brake a little bit earlier to get a better line. A little bit of skidding. That's better. Alright. That's okay too. Let's see. Could we take this flat out? Of course we can. Oh yeah. That's how you do it. This one, I think we'll do better on this lap than the last one. Now, could we beat minute 17 though? 14, 15, 16. Oh yeah. Alright, so new bar. Minute 16 to beat. We'll flat out from a little bit earlier this time. Even better. Oh, that's good. To brake a little bit earlier here since we come in a little bit hotter. And we are encountering another slow car. A little bit of of course, right in my line. And once again, taking that flat out. Very nice. And yet another slow car in the grid. But not as much in my line. I think I might have gotten off the track just a hair. But yeah, I can tell already coming into the final corner, I am slower than the last lap. So this is gonna be close, but not quite. Minute 16 and change. And from here on out, we're gonna have encounter more traffic, so I don't expect I'm gonna be able to beat my best lap of minute 16 and change at this point. But that's a-okay. We are down to just 3 laps left in this race. Comfortably holding on to the lead. There we go. Hairpin. And keeping it nice and clean. That's also what I'm trying to do. Avoid damage. Come on. Get out of the way. Alright, minute 19. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that lap was going to be anything to write home about. But look at that. Flat out. That is a beautiful thing. Perhaps there's a hope for this lap. It's not looking too shabby so far. And I haven't had to worry about any slow traffic to maneuver through, so that's also looking promising. Of course, spoke too soon, but we all knew that was coming. Once you start lapping, you're gonna start seeing more and more cars, right? So that wasn't ideal line since I had to get around. So yeah, I think this one's gonna be in the 17s. Oh no, that's a better lap. Minute 15. Look at that. All right. Way to go. Okay, this lap is already starting out messier. Just congratulating myself here. A little too early. Alright. But the race is more or less in the bag at this point. I probably should have overtaken on the outside. That would, I think, given me more options. But that's all okay. Since, yeah, brake timing for that hairpin, always a little tricky. Because you definitely don't want to be late, but you don't want to be too early. So I'm starting with earlier braking point and trying to assess and push it back little by little, right? And get a little pull from slower traffic even. All right, so 10 minutes 31 seconds and change. Pick up a few racing dollars for the bonus with the help of manager, double racing dollar earning. And yeah, handful of TSM bots to beat. And some 25k fame bonus. All right, not bad. And best lap, minute 15.850. So not bad. Good job, Eric. Keeping the car in tip-top shape there. All right. And that brings us to 96% completion. So let's do speed record before we do endurance. Because with endurance, there's always a bit of a question mark, right? So speed record at the national circuit layout of Red Bull Ring. So top speed 365 kph, Let's see where we land with this guy. 295. Alright, I think that's doable. I mean, it obviously has to be. Somebody did it. Now, the question with those is always, was it done just going forward? Because this is one of those tracks where you can set higher top speed by taking this section in reverse. Like start off track way back in the... Oh, I guess that's a Grand Prix circuit layout. I'm confusing myself here. Okay, I think this is the fastest section then. In this one, we should be able to do it. Thank you very much. Nice. Just under 300. Maybe I should have pushed a little bit harder and hit 300. But that's not necessary. As 299.55 is good enough for first place. Alright, and that is one TSM bot that was in the grid. And by the way, I am doing this final tier race offline or in airplane mode not because of the speed record or the cup, but because of the inclusion of endurance race in this tier. Because endurance race, on occasion, you come across some ridiculous distance target as the first place target to beat. So I don't want to have to do that just to complete a race. Once I complete the tier series, then when I come back just to kind of see how far I can go, I would do it, but not for this purpose. So final race, 64 gold on the line. So let's do it. Speaking of endurance, it's going to be at Melbourne. And the target is going to be 10 kilometers, 10.3 kilometers. So that's very manageable, you know what I mean? So I think I can kind of pull back at the beginning and do the clock management. I'll show you what I mean by clock management here. So what you do is if you start right away, you are gonna lap the slow bots that at the beginning very quickly, and each overtake is worth 10 seconds, regardless of how difficult or easy they may be. So if you fill up your 90-second timer, then you're essentially wasting those 10-second bonus that you get for each car you overlap or you overtake. So this way, my goal is, I'm hoping I let those slow bots go ahead before me and I can overtake them at full speed and max out the clock, assuming that I timed it properly. But I may have pulled back a little bit too far. Did I do that? I think I did. Okay, well that did not go as planned, unless these guys are moving slow enough that I can actually overtake here, which is kind of insane. So this is what I mean. Clock management. That's extreme clock management, because I was fairly certain I was dead in the water on that one. But now we're back on, and we are gonna start. We're closer to the grid, so we'll start filling the clock, basically the timer, back up with easy overtakes. And yeah, with a 10-kilometer target mark, this shouldn't be too bad. So we'll see how far I can go here. Alright, so we're halfway there, 5 kilometers and counting. Alright, so 43, 42, so about 12-second bonus for completing a lap. Sounds about right. Not a huge circuit, the Melbourne City Circuit, right? The original street circuit in the game. That is, of course, a fictional one. Not the city, the circuit. Alright. Now, could we max out the 90 seconds? Because that would be the ideal time management. If you don't, that means you pull back too far at the beginning. I think I may have overdone it a little bit at the beginning. I mean, it wouldn't matter for this race because I will definitely hit the 10-kilometer mark without any issue. A little bit of contact there. But ideally, at this point, you want to be like getting your timer closer to the 90-second, possibly maxing out a couple of times if you want to really take advantage of what you can do. You know what I mean? So, alright, so there's the first place marker. So we already have secured that 64 gold 100% rewards. Now this is all just cherry on top. Let's see. So nice. And there you go. And oof. There we go. Alright, another overtake. And the lap brings clock back up to 47 seconds, so I didn't need to go back as far at the beginning for sure, because now the grid is getting faster and the cars are spreading out more. So obviously it takes longer to overtake. Oh, one of those disappearing ghosts that's like accelerating, huh? Are they still? Well, obviously they're still in the game. Gotta watch out for those. The rear end you, knock you out, you know, when you're least expecting. Alright, so 6 laps and we're up to about 16 kilometers. So that's what, a little bit less than 3 kilometers per lap, right? Alright, so nothing too crazy. It's about what you expect with a nice and easy going endurance run, right? Somewhere in the teens or early 20s possibly, without pushing too hard. And yeah, this one's gonna be about that. So 19 kilometers, and if I make another overtake, I should be able to get into 20s without too much trouble. There we go. Just over 20. And we'll let it just kind of die out here. Looks like it's going to be just under 21 kilometers, which isn't too bad. It's not that great either for this car. Could definitely get a whole lot more than that if you manage the time correctly. But anyway. And there you go. Still good enough for that final reward. And yeah, I don't need that many TSM bot bonus, at least not at this point, since I got plenty of racing dollars. Anyway, but still, the double the distance, the best flag bot has to offer, like Oral Pod and Rattle Snack. They never take no for an answer, do they? All right, so that is the end of another exclusive series. So, time to pick up the final rewards of 100,000 racing dollars and 64 gold. Lovely. Very nice. All right, so thanks for tagging along for the ride if you made it this far. Hopefully you enjoyed the ride, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. So take care. Another one in the bag. There we go. All right. Take care.